Ehang Holdings is a Chinese company that manufactures and sells autonomous drones capable of carrying passengers and cargo. Now there is a trade war that's going on between US and China, and each side wants to make their local companies and their local economy stronger. And therefore, each side applies tariffs on imported goods. On this video, I will cover some recent developments related to Ehang Holdings, and I will try to figure out how the tariffs can affect Ehang Holdings for the long term. So let's start with some recent developments. In the fourth quarter of 2024, Ehang reported revenue of $22 million, which is a 190% increase from the same quarter of the previous year. For the entire fiscal year of 2024, the revenue grew by 288%. This substantial growth is largely attributed to increased demands for Ehang's autonomous drones. The company delivered 216 drones in 2024, which is 315% increased compared to last year, because last year they delivered around 52 drones. Now, in March this year of 2025, Ehang received the first Air Operator certificate for civil autonomous aerial vehicles. The certification basically allows Ehang to roll out commercial services, starting with low-altitude tourism and sightseeing flights in designated regions of China. Now let's talk about how the trade war can affect Ehang. Now there are two elements I want to check in order to understand the effect of the trade war on Ehang Holdings. The first thing I want to check is where do they get all the components they need to build their autonomous drones. If most of the parts sourced from China and not from the US, that's a good sign. So, for example, the main body of the drone, which is made from carbon fiber, most likely comes from Chinese suppliers. As for the landing gear and propeller guards, they are probably made either in-house or by local metal factories in China as well. Now, the motors that power the drone are likely sourced from the same suppliers used by DJI, or they might be sourced from other Chinese motor manufacturers. The motor controllers, also known as electronic speed controllers, probably comes from China-based electronic makers as well. Now, for the batteries, Ehang most likely use lithium polymer batteries from big Chinese battery companies like CATL or BYD. Their battery management system is probably custom designed by Ehang, but it may be included chips from international brands that may be located anywhere in the globe, including the US. So when it comes to semiconductors and chips, there is a chance that Ehang don't buy them in China and they get them from other countries and maybe from the US. Now, the flight control computer, which is the brain of the drone, is developed by Ehang themselves, but the processors inside may come from companies located in China or the US. Now, for sensors like GPS, they probably use components from Bosch, which is located in Germany, or other companies that are located in Europe or China. To detect obstacles, Ehang may be using the LiDAR sensors that are made in China, or they maybe use cameras from Sony, which located in Japan. Now, lastly, Ehang builds their own autonomous flight software and AI in their R&D center in Guangzhou. Their cloud system, which helps manage and monitor their drones, is probably hosted in platforms like Alibaba or in Huawei Cloud. So, until now, we understand that most of Ehang components are made in China. Maybe some of the more advanced products like semiconductors, chips, made in the US or other countries, and all of the final assemblies happen in Ehang's factory. Now that we see that most of their products are manufactured and sourced in China, let's find out where are their customers located, because that's another important part as well. If they have customers, for example, in the US, that's going to be a very big problem. Ehang's biggest customer based in China, which makes sense because it's their home country. They work closely with local governments on smart city projects, tourism, logistics, and emergency response. The UAE might be a very strong potential customer in the future because they really believe in futuristic transport vision. And finally, they also had tests in Brazil, which over there, Ehang products may be very efficient and needed in areas that are hard to reach by traditional transport. So to conclude, Ehang do not have clients in the US and likely that most of the products are made in China. That means that the trade war effect on Ehang's financial results should be somewhat limited.
Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one.